the offices that probably you are targeting are like governors, like the president, the deputy president, because these are elective state officers who are exercising executive functions. Now, I think there is a good reason why you find that common theme in the Constitution, that both in terms of the executive in the national government, in the county government, and then members of parliament also, although they don't exercise executive functions, that this law about stepping aside does not apply. I think there's constitutional and legal theory justifications which we need to look at together. And the threshold, for example, of a removal of a governor is much lower than prosecuting a governor for an offense, because the threshold for the removal does not require commission of an offense. All it requires that you can convince the county assembly and the Senate, even if a crime has not been committed. So sometimes when you have information that can help a county assembly and the Senate to remove a governor or a deputy governor, you may have a process of dealing with criminality and also dealing with a problem that remains with the people out there for a long period of time. I think sometimes removal of governors have become difficult because we don't get the kind of evidence which you have. But if they went to county assemblies and came to the Senate, probably we would be able to do it. But my major concern is whether we can have a conversation on some of these amendments on the constitutional hurdles which we may encounter at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Minority Leader, for that. Maybe finally, the last issue, and then we can adjourn, is that there was the government contracts bill that it came to the Senate, and when we were going for public hearing and also we were in the process, there is a memo, you indicated that there was no cabinet approval. These are twofold questions. The way forward on this bill, because it has already been committed to our committee. Secondly, in these amendments, have you gotten the cabinet approval, or you are likely to get cabinet approval, possibly in the shortest time possible, so that by the time we start now engaging other stakeholders, the public coming back to you, we don't encounter any hurdles along the way, because we want to assist you by ensuring we fast track these amendments so that you can also continue into your work.
Thank you, Chair. The assistance you can render to us, which would be of tremendous help, is approving that we withdraw the legislation. That's the first step. That will put in train the subcommittee of the Cabinet Subcommittee on Legislation, which will then work within a period of 30 days to 6 weeks to streamline the piece of legislation. And Ms. Modoni Kimani alluded to the reasons for that. The bill as it stands does not address many of the problems that have arisen in government contracting. The nature of the contracts which the senator here was dealing with several years ago when he worked in the Office of the Attorney General have evolved into the mega transactions which are now common on an everyday basis. And we want to put that into the legislation. So if you allow us, Chair, I can undertake that certainly within the next 6 to 8 weeks, we will have.
Right, and away from the Parliament, the National Sugar Task Force, chaired by Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjiri, is in Kisumu and Homa Bay counties meeting farmers to discuss the troubles of the sector. But the meeting in Muhoroni has turned chaotic as farmers became hostile to the task force. Oko Kusa now joins us live from Muhoroni with an update. Oko?
Well, Zainab, we are actually in Chemelil. That is where the meeting was supposed to happen, here at Chemelil Sports Club. And that meeting, as you've mentioned there, has just been abandoned after farmers here rejected the task force members who had come here to hear their views regarding the ailing industry. And the farmers here actually saying that they have not been paid. Remember, President Uhuru Kenyatta had ordered that 2.7 billion shillings be paid to farmers, but only so far 1.9 has been disbursed, and there's another 808 million shillings which is yet to be given to farmers. But here in Chemelil, farmers have not gotten that money and they are very disgruntled. One of them is here and is going to tell us why they have decided to scuttle this process that was supposed to happen here. Welcome, sir. Just start by introducing yourself.
Yeah, I'm Samuel Ogolabonyo. I'm the chairman of Chemelil Outgrowers Company, and I'm a farmer and a transporter of Chemelil Sugar Company.
Why have you decided to scuttle this process?
Surely we have not scuttled the process. It is only that the committee, the task force committee, have decided to scuttle the process because they would have met us a long time ago. But it was suspended because it was agreed that they come here after all farmers have been paid their arrears. So today when we were told that they were coming, we thought that we were going to get our arrears. But as I'm talking now, nothing has been told about our arrears and we have not got our arrears. So farmers are also disappointed because they were to come here after we have been paid. And they are not telling us exactly what has happened with our arrears. The other thing is that the person that we are seeing who is now chairing the task force is not the chairman. We are told, we know the chairman is His Excellency, the governor of Kakamega County, Honorable Oparanya. Yes. But Oparanya is not here because if he were here, he would have told us exactly what has happened with our money. So what the farmers want is their arrears. The president says that all farmers are to be paid. And nobody can cheat us that our arrears, Chemelil Sugar Company alone, which is around 200 million, is what is waiting for supplementary budget. What about all these others? Which supplementary budget passed them? That is why we are annoyed. Okay. Yes.
So are you going to sit, what is the way forward now that the process has been scuttled? Of course, as you even did say that it has not been scuttled, but we've seen the members of the task force walking away.
I think they are walking away. We are still waiting that maybe from the Ministry of, or from the Treasury, maybe they are being told that the money is coming because we gave them our bank accounts. So once money comes into our account, we can call all the farmers, we come back and then we sit. Otherwise, without that money, we cannot say anything. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Well, Zainab, that is one of the farmers who are supposed to have attended the meeting here today, and they have just walked out of the meeting, forcing the members of the task force to walk out of it. They're claiming that they have to be paid first before they attend or they give views to this task force that was formed by the government. So that is the situation here now. The whole place has been deserted. Farmers have decided to go away, and therefore we are waiting to see if there is going to reach any other decision behind the doors and decide and make a decision whether they want to go on with this. We had the members of the task force asking them that they should not lose on the consultation meetings that are going on right now, that they can actually, to quote the chairman of the task force today, saying that they can chew gum and cross the road at the same time, in the sense that they can have these discussions going on even as they wait for those payments to be made. Back to you, Zainab.
All right, Okukusa there from Muhoroni. And of course, we'll be keeping up an update for you on that meeting that is happening there. But away from that, the U.S. aviation regulator has said that there is no basis for grounding Boeing's 737 MAX aircraft, one of which was involved in a crash in Ethiopia that killed 157 people. The European Union joined a growing list of blocs and countries that have banned the plane from its airspaces. At the same time, investigators are still waiting for information from Flight 302's voice and data recorders, which could shed more light on an automated safety feature believed to have caused the crash.
As investigations continue into the cause of the fatal crash of Ethiopian Airlines flight ET302, similarities between it and Indonesia's Lion Air have focused attention on an anti-stalling system used in the new Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft. The Lion Air jet, which crashed in October 2018, killing 189 people, and the Ethiopian Airlines aircraft that went down on Sunday, leaving 157 people dead, were fitted with the same system.
We will have to conduct a detailed investigation. The result of this survey will be useful not only for Ethiopia but for other countries around the world.
Ongoing investigations now reveal that both planes experienced similar erratic steep climbs and descents and fluctuating air speeds before crashing shortly after takeoff. The flight data recorder of Indonesia's Boeing 737 MAX 8 Lion Air Flight 610 shows that the pilots struggled to control the aircraft as the automated system repeatedly pushed the plane's nose down following takeoff. The pilots of the Ethiopian Airlines plane reported similar difficulties.
Our sadness is deep. We share it with the families. The Ethiopian government hopes that these families will find comfort.
Nevertheless, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration said it would not suspend the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft, stating that it had, and I quote, no systemic performance issues, end of quote, and hence no basis for grounding the aircraft. Meanwhile, a wave of countries and blocs have banned the plane from their airspace. On Wednesday, the European Union, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Canada and Turkey are among those that joined in on grounding their 737 MAX 8 aircrafts.
And over 50 families from Kasarani, Mwatu village in Elbargon, Nakuru County spent their night in the cold after fire razed down their houses last evening. The inferno is believed to have started in a one-tenant's house where neighbors claim it came from a charcoal stove. Firefighters from Team Sales managed to contain the fire, but after 3 hours. Residents have called on the county government to put up a fire station in the area. Property of unknown value was destroyed, but no injuries were reported. Nakuru County government donated foodstuff, clothing and bedding to the affected residents. And property of unknown value has been destroyed after an early morning fire gutted down one of the dormitories at the Chewoyet Boys High School in Kapenguria, West Pokot County. Chewoyet National School has experienced 4 dormitory fires in just the last 4 years. The dormitory, one of the newest in the school, was reduced to ashes. According to the school principal, Joseph Korir, the fire brigade responded and managed to contain the fire, but it was too late to salvage the students' property. He has assured parents that all students are safe because the fire started when they were in their respective classes for the morning studies.
Wacha wale wanafanya upelelezi wamalize kazi yao. Tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu kwamba tuende tupate mwenye amehusika, kwa sababu hapo ndio maneno inaanza. Tutasubiri kidogo, tuwe na subira, alafu mtajulishwa.
The new Central Regional Commissioner Wilfred Nyagwanga is touring Murang'a County, where he held a meeting with the entire administration team to discuss an array of issues, including war on illegal groups, illicit alcohol and drugs. He's currently touring the area, inspecting national government projects, including the Northern Water Collector Tunnel. And Martin Mora now joins us with the details. Martin.
Thank you so much, Zainab. As you have rightly said, the Regional County Commissioner, actually the new Regional County Commissioner, who is Mr. Wilfred Nyagwanga, is here in Murang'a County. We are coming live from Kirogo Kigoro water treatment plant, which is part of the national government's project. This is one of the initiatives that is meant to increase water capacity for Murang'a residents and even Nairobi. It is a 4.5 billion treatment plant that is supposed to distribute around 140,000 cubic meters of water per day. I don't want to engage much more on this, but I just want to invite the new regional county commissioner to tell us maybe his visit to this region. Karibu sana Bwana RC, and maybe start why you visit Murang'a.
Thank you. My name is Wilfred Nyawanga, Regional Commissioner, Central Region. Today we are in Murang'a to do some of the development issues as far as you understand the Executive Order number 1 of 2019. Created the implementation committees at the region and the county, try to see on how to streamline, see how projects which are being managed and implemented by the national government go hand in hand with what the president wants to see that this project must be completed. So today we are here in this water treatment area, Kigoro, which is about 4.5 billion. But 98% of the work has been completed. But unfortunately, the project cannot be completed because one of the farmers are close. A very small section, he has refused not to take the compensation side. Then he has gone to court to block the whole system. And as far as because of this, you can see that the government is going to lose a lot of resources out of this. So we came to see on how we can unlock this stalemate, because there are about two groups. If the water is being, the farmer can open, we can be able to see this project run 100%. And that will now realize the fruits of the project to the community and even the larger people in Nairobi and the parts of Murang'a and Kiambu. So that's why we are here. We want to see the bottleneck, why the farmers refused. And we see how this case, which is in the court, how it can be fast-tracked so that the government cannot continue to lose the resources at place.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe in other words, you are meeting this county security team. We know Murang'a, there's been mushrooming cases of some young illegal groups of Gaza, and there's another one known as Usiku Sako. Maybe what is your appeal to the security team, including war on illicit brews?
We are this morning we hold a meeting with the county security and the other chiefs from the county to try to develop new strategies on how to tackle crime, especially issues to do with the illicit brews, second generation, also to do with the issues of normal crime like murder and suicide that is almost coming up available. And we have put more strategies now, because now we are going to talk as one group. These people must put out together all of the synergies that is needed under the county security committee, the region. We make sure that those vices are going to be sorted out, and make sure that no more crime can be prevalent in the area. Number two, we have been also having this problem of cattle thieves. The people have been stealing animals of late. We were able to break the ring which was operating from Thika in Kiambu, that they were stealing from Murang'a. And about 10 people are now in. So we have developed the strategies and assure the members of the public. Let us bring out information to the security officers to ensure that those criminals, because they live with us, to make sure that they are apprehended, then they face the court of law. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Zainab, as you have just heard, we have just spoken to the regional commissioner, and he's saying that he's going to employ new strategies to ensure that they fight crime and bring order in Murang'a. Back to you, Zainab.
So much, Martin Mora there from Murang'a County. Now, police in Londiani Sub-County have launched a manhunt for a man who is believed to have burnt his father to death inside their family home. Neighbors claim the family has been having disputes over land.
Residents of Lamayat village are still in shock after Bernard Kiprono Siango allegedly killed his father Donald James Siango. According to Kericho Deputy Police Officer Patricia Nasio, the suspect locked his father inside the house and set a blaze before fleeing the scene with 2 other unidentified suspects. Police have now launched a manhunt.
Police proceeded to the scene, and the owner of the house was burnt beyond recognition, and the suspect, we are still looking for him.
Neighbors who were first on the scene discovered the body. They say that the two had been having quarrels over their family land and properties, which were allegedly acquired by the son's late mother.
Huyu mzee na kijana wake huwa ni hawasikizani sana, maana kila mara huyu kijana akiwa wanakosanaga na mzee.
The body of the deceased has been taken to the Kericho District Hospital mortuary. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
And Turkana County is celebrating a medical success after doctors succeeded in carrying out the first cesarean section away from the main Lodwar Referral Hospital. The delivery of twins was done at the Lorogum Sub-County Hospital in Loima. Such emergency surgical procedures have helped reduce mortality rates.
For a very long time now, women in Turkana have been struggling to access the much-needed emergency maternal health services, especially during child delivery. Due to modernization and upgrade of health facilities like Lorogum Sub-County in Loima, more mothers can now deliver safely and in hospitals. The hospital celebrated its first C-section, which was successful. Such procedures were only previously done at the Lodwar Referral Hospital.
Really, it wasn't something strange, only that the environment in which we were doing our first operation, you can say it wasn't really an ideal environment.
And this one was done under the courtesy of the Ministry of Health, Turkana County Government, and UNICEF.
The new mothers from Urum in Loima and the successful operation will give hope to women in the 4 wards in Loima. The operation comes a month after the Center for Public Health and Development launched solar-powered modern medical equipment in Loima and Katilu through a public-private partnership. Unisomolo, NTV.
Now, the government has expressed concern over the high number of early pregnancy cases in Kirinyaga County. Officials in Kirinyaga Central say the pregnancies are hindering the county from attaining the 100% transition rate from primary to secondary schools. Kirinyaga Central Deputy County Commissioner Daniel Ndege has warned men who have been luring young girls and impregnating them, forcing them to drop out of schools. Ndege says that Kirinyaga County stands at 95% transition rate, with the remaining 5% being young girls who have been forced to take care of their children. He was speaking during the disbursement of 38 million shillings for a bursary fund and launch of the Kirinyaga Central 2018-2023 strategic plan at Kerugoya.
Saisi tumeanza kufanya ile inaitwa uchunguzi. Kama wewe ukipatikana msichana akitaja wewe kama wewe ndio umempatia mimba na pato wako acha fika umri wa miaka 18, wewe utafungwa. Hakuna haja wewe kuwa katika community.
Now, the Kenya Media Sector Working Group has called on the Director of Public Prosecutions and the police to investigate controversial preachers over threats and smear campaigns against the media. This comes after Neno Evangelism Center Pastor James Nganga threatened Citizen TV journalist Linus Kaikai, as well as controversial preacher Dr. David Owor's followers repeatedly conducted online bashing against any media outlet that points out the preacher's questionable activities or those of his ministry. Now, the Journalists Union insists that the media will continue to stand on guard as a watchdog, leaving no individual or institution behind.
Only against fundamental human rights, but unacceptable and a breach of the law for the religious leaders to stand in the way of the work of journalists, including threats that are meant to scare media from holding them accountable. Media, as the fourth estate, has a duty to hold other estates, including the clergy, to account for their actions. The work of religious leaders impacts the society, and the media must interrogate them on behalf of the public, which the two institutions serve, without fear or favor.
All right, and away from that to other stories making headlines across our borders, the United Kingdom government will